Nous vous invitons maintenant à vous joindre à nous pour la 23e partie de la conférence intitulée « Le premier congrès végétarien du Moyen-Orient, MEVEG, tenu à Dubaï, aux Émirats Arabes Unis, le 7 décembre 2010, avec Monsieur Arash Rachidi, titulaire d'un doctorat, qui parlera du lien entre la viande et le cancer.
This is the last page of that report I mentioned. There are some key points in this matrix, the abstract, the conclusion of that report. One of them is, for some type of cancers, it seems that there is no relationship to what you eat. You can see here, there is just one, maybe here, cervix. Cancer in cervix in women is just one link, a protective link to carrot. But other foods, they do not have any effect. It doesn't seem that there is effect. From the other side, there are some cancers which is really related to what you eat, like colorectal cancer. So, different cancers have different relationship to food. The second thing is what is very related to this conference. Vegetables, see these blue boxes means protection, and the intensity of colors means the level of that evidence. If it is a dark blue, it means that there is convincing evidence. And then the pink and purple one is the risk factor. If it is a purple one, it means that convincing evidence that there is a risk factor for that cancer. You can see here, vegetables and fruits. This is vegetables and fruits. This is fruits. And this is non-starch vegetables. They are protective to most cancers. This is what we knew, and this is what we encourage, because vegetarianism is all about the merit of these two. First, because of the different chemicals in these food items. Yesterday we had a presentation here from Ms. Wafa, DHA Dubai, and she was talking about the micronutrients in fruits and vegetables. But actually we know that it is much more than micronutrients. Micronutrients is just vitamins and minerals. We already know 13 vitamins and 16 minerals, so altogether there are 26 micronutrients. If you take the best supplement, multivitamin mineral supplement in the market, it does have 30 different items. But let me tell you that after analysis of an apple, they could find out that there are around 8,000 different chemicals. So why an apple? The proverb, an apple a day keeps doctor away. Why? There are 8,000 different chemicals, and honestly, we nutritionists, medical scientists, we don't know different types of these materials and what they do in our body. Anyways, one of the reasons is because of their chemical and components, and the other one is you have less process for these. When you eat fruits and vegetables, least process has been done. The other point, this is alcoholic beverages here. And you can see we have convincing evidence that alcohol is really bad. We are almost sure that it is really bad in terms of different cancers. But actually, alcohol is really convincing evidence that this is a risk factor for several, and this is obesity. So wherever there are purple and pink, it's risk factor, and wherever there are blue one, it is protection. So let's go back to the meat. And what I'm talking is red meat. It's not about white meat. It's not about chicken or fish. It's red meat. This one is red meat, and this one is processed meat. All those products you can get from red meat, like bacon, sausage, and we are talking about this. So you can see that these are risk factors for several cancers, but with different certainty. For sure, based on the present knowledge, we know that meat and processed meat is risk factor for colorectal cancer. So it can cause cancer in the colon, in the rectum, the last part of the GI tract, but they are candidate risk factors, suspects for other cancers. You can see here, they are limited suggestive evidence. If I summarize this relationship, red meat, we have convincing evidence to link with colorectal cancer. Probable was the second level of evidence with no cancer type. Nothing has emerged yet. And limited evidence for esophageal cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, and endometrium in women. And processed meat, convincing evidence to link with colorectal cancer and limited evidence with esophageal, lung, stomach, and prostate. Well, this is colorectal, colon, you can see here, and the rectum. So this is the last part of our GI tract. Well, the important thing is this is a dose-dependent relationship. It means if you increase the intake of meat, then the risk would be higher. It doesn't mean that if you eat meat, you will get cancer, because then the question would be how much meat can cause cancer. With every 100 grams increase in red meat, all meat or red meat, the risk will be increased about 15%. But the situation is worse for processed meat. With every 25 grams increase in processed meat consumption, the risk will be increased almost 50%. So at least the main message would be try to cut meat consumption and specifically especially try to cut processed meat in different products that you can find in the market. Well, the report published in 2007, now 3 or 4 years after that time, there are emerging evidence that there might be some risk of breast cancer and also bladder cancer with red meat, and I've shown the references here. My conclusions: first, red meat and its processed products are key dietary suspects for cancer etiology. So this is a message should be conveyed to the whole public, and of course it is very, very difficult because the business behind meat, red meat, and its products is really strong. You cannot overcome them easily. The second message is there are different mechanisms. I didn't talk about this, but it relates to different components in the meat. And why colorectum? Because this is the main place for bacteria. There are some materials, some chemicals in the meat that can be transformed by those bacteria into toxic materials, and then this harms the wall of the GI tract. And also for the process, because of all this heating, especially the barbecuing, because can produce the toxic elements. Dose-response relationship has been reported, but try to convey the message to cut your meat consumption as much as you can, because this will decrease the risk of cancer. And the last one, for sure, we need more strong research methodologies to explore the exact relationship between different types of meat consumption and different types of cancer. Thank you very much for your attention.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Arash. He's shared such wonderful research with us, and it's absolutely right. When we do tell people not to eat meat because they will get cancer, they don't listen. Thanks. So what do you recommend that we say to them? How can we convince them?
how to convince. It's all about the nutrition education, you know, how to convince school children to eat more fruits and vegetables, because it's not just health issues that if you want to live longer, then to eat more fruits, because they don't think about the duration of life. In Iran, we understood that the best strategy is to make things prestigious, or just to remove prestige from different foods. If a cucumber is prestigious, then all adolescents will eat it. It's like, you know, smoking cigarette. Everybody knows that cigarette is bad for health. Why they smoke still? Because it is a prestigious practice. About the food, exactly this is the same.
Thank you. I just read today, actually, this morning, I was talking to my daughter, and she was trying to tell me some jokes about, you know, vegan or vegetarian and, you know, stuff like that. And she sent me a very interesting joke. And it said, how many meat eaters does it take to change a light bulb? Well, none, because they'd rather stay in the dark, right? So it made a lot of sense that. Thank you so much. And a little token of appreciation, which Sandhya is going to give. Can you kindly come up on the stage? I'll take the mic from you in a minute. And Dr. Hegde, if you could also kindly join us on the stage. We also have your token. A big hand for Arash. And for a wonderful presentation by Dr. Hegde. All right.
Go ahead and make war. All the hatred energy from all beings on the planet will be upon you. They'll make you sick and will cut short your life.
Téléspectateurs encourageants, nous apprécions votre présence aujourd'hui pour le premier congrès végétarien du Moyen-Orient, MEVEG, dans Paroles de sagesse.